And I want to go on record that I hope Dr. Eck is on the board, that we did, knowing the D survey, that we did look at the statistical significance, which was not reported of the results. We're just reporting numbers and everything. So it'd be great to see the statistical significance of these numbers and the effect size. Was it a great large effect, medium effect, or a big effect, which means, small effect, we got these numbers, but that really doesn't mean anything. So it is slightly concerning, and we all know, and that, and I just keep saying this because I am just finishing up my quantitative research class, and like I said, I had to do IRB and everything, so it's just fresh in my mind. I do want to say, Ms. Richards, I find it disheartening that you and representatives been serving on the board, which we were supposed to be coming together as colleagues to do the best for the citizens of Maryland in the profession of social work. At no time and that was the thing, but you stated on the record today that the board has been against trying to find anything since the start. That's disheartening. We welcomed you, and I welcome everybody as a colleague, that we're working together for the citizens. At no point, which has been stated in the survey, did we ever say to get rid of the exam. It's just said because the Board of Social Work has said, I am ready and I have everything that I need to take the ASWD exam, take it. And the point was to not require it because the board has said, I am ready to do it. Okay. So that I find disheartening. You went on the record. I've reached out and said many a time, how can we help as a work group make our recommendations to help the Board of Social Work, to work with the Board of Social Work, to increase your ability to do public protection, which is the part for the Board of Social Work and not the ASWB. Okay, so you went on the record to say you have been against this since the work of the work group since the beginning. And all the time we've reached out to you to say, I'm still talking, to reach out and say, let's work together. You on the record for saying the Board of Social Work was against it, and that's in perpetuity. So as we continue, I hope that we can come together for the citizens of Maryland, to increase the social workers of Maryland and get this done. Okay, at every time. And, I want to make note that none of our partners from the ASWB, they missed the last few meetings, and none of them have been here, and they don't plan to come to our next meeting. But I do find it disheartening trying to work with you and what you have stated on the record today, that you have been against this. So I don't require comment from you, okay? I'm just making a statement. We'll take Ms. Eckes has raised her hand, we'll take her, and then we're going to take about a 10-minute break.
Yeah, I just want to say that Senator Washington's bill, the 379, there was no option for someone to choose to take the exam. That's why NASW put in the amendment that their amendment was to have someone be able to have a choice to take the exam. As written, there was no choice.
And we know, thank you, and we know that with any bill, they do get rewritten and things get struck and things get added. The recommendation of the work group was to not require it. Senator Washington, you're unmuted. The thing was not to require it to practice social work in the state of Maryland. It did not say never want you to say eliminate it. And we did that because if I want to get endorsement in the state in DC or Virginia, I have to require an exam. In reading 379, I do not remember that it ever stated that you can't take it. So those words were not in there, that you can't take it. The whole point was it's not required. It would not be required of LBSWs and LMSWs it would not require the exam to practice in the state of Maryland as they work towards, if they wanted to, their independent license. Because right now, the board passed changed it that you can be an LBSW and LMSW and never take the independent license. You just have to work 4 years. So no, I don't, remembering my thing for the 379, it never eliminated the exam. And doing the recommendation of the social work, it said it would not be required for those two groups as you work toward your hours and your supervision hours for your independent license, where then you would take the exam. So it never said that. And as we know, things get scratched out and things get added. But thank you for your comment.